Hey Devils fans, I'm Matt Tadino, and I'm up in Middlebury, Vermont, as the FDU-Florham women's lacrosse team gets set to take on SUNY Poly on Saturday at 1 p.m. at Middlebury College in the opening round of the NCAA Tournament. And joining me today to talk about tomorrow's big game are juniors Kelsey Ryan and Brianna Reasoner, as well as senior Brianna Capobianco. All right, well, first I want to congratulate you girls on making it this far. NCAA Tournament's a pretty big deal. Obviously, last year you guys were playing in the tournament as well out in Gettysburg. So I kind of want to get your mindset coming into this game, because maybe last year you guys might have been a little more nervous being your first time. So how has that kind of changed coming into your second time here?
I think we're ready. We've been through it once. We're coming through the ringer again, and we're ready to go out and do our thing.
I agree with Bree. It's postseason is a different type of play, but coming into it, we've been in the first round before, so I think we're ready to play first round, and we're ready to go play tomorrow.
Yeah, I'm talking with the whole team. We kind of just said, play big, go home. So obviously we don't want to go home, so we're just going to lay it all on the field.
All right, and as I mentioned, you guys played in the tournament last year. So that experience, what are some things maybe that you've taken from last year that you've kind of brought with you to this year to make sure that you're prepared and that even the freshmen are ready to play?
I think you got to go into it like it's a regular game. You can't hype yourself up too much because you're going to get nervous. You got to play like you always play and be confident and take risks and do big things.
And then continuing off of that, yeah, it is just a game, but it's also in the back of your mind. You have to know that it's win or go home. So if you lose, you're out. So you have to have that in the back of your head when you're playing.
Overall, I think we've really come together as a team. So as long as we play a game, I think we're going to do good.
All right, and you guys are red hot coming into the tournament on a 10-game winning streak. So having kind of like that level of confidence, knowing that you guys have had a lot of success recently, does that translate come the postseason, knowing that you guys are playing kind of at the top of your game?
I think so, absolutely. Watching the freshmen when we won MAC champs, watching their faces, they were so amped up, and we just looked at them as upperclassmen and we said, use this. This is going to propel us into the NCAA tournament.
Again, what Kelsey said, the whole freshman and everything, and I know for us it's an expectation now that we need to win MACs, and going over and winning all these games and now coming to NCAAs, it's just we need to win the first game here. It's in our blood to keep going and continue this winning streak we have.
All right, and in the tournament, you guys are kind of playing an unfamiliar face. Past 2 months, you've been playing conference teams. You've seen them, you know what they do, you know the players on their team, you know their tendencies. So playing a team like SUNY Poly, who you're not familiar with at all, Bree, from an offensive standpoint, can you just talk about kind of how you prepare for a team, not knowing how their defense is going to guard you for the game?
Personally, I like this a lot better than coming into a game where I've seen this team for 3 years in the previous seasons. I like to go out there and be able to play my game and not have to I like to prepare, but not have to play their game. I like to play my game, and not knowing what they're going to do makes it a lot easier.
Yeah, and Kelsey on the defensive end too, kind of similar to that. You're going to be guarding pretty much their best players, players you've never seen before. How do you kind of prepare yourself to be able to handle that, coming to the game?
We watch film. We've got film on them. We try to keep watch their stats and try to figure out what offense they're going to play, and then we set up our defense in accordance to it.
And Bree, you can answer this offensive or defensive for you. Feel free to pick a side here, but it's kind of the same question for you.
Offensively, like Bree said, we can freelance and just work together. I think we really have good chemistry this year, so I don't really think we need to run into any plays, and just keep going and see what they're going to throw at us and then work off of that. And then, like Kelsey said, defensively, we've seen how they were playing, seen who's their best players, who's their best shooters and everything. So we're just going to prepare for them, obviously, and then obviously the other team. So we're just going to play our game.
All right, and it's an exciting time, obviously, to be at this point of the season. Being able to kind of travel and stay overnight, something you guys don't necessarily get to do all the time. So kind of how does that help you guys get closer as a team and with one another?
I think it's awesome. We get to, we're with each other all the time anyway, but now we're getting to be together on the bus, eat together, stay overnight together, and we just it's a bond that you build. It's a little bit different than seeing each other on a daily basis, walking to class saying hey, you really get to know your teammates and you get really close to each other, and it kind of builds our chemistry, I think.
I like it. I like being able to be with them even more than I always am. But I like to stay. I think it's fun. It's a different experience, and it's just a lot of fun because then when we came out of Gettysburg after the first round against Cabrini and we all won and we went back to the hotel, it was a great feeling to be able to stay with each other like that night and not have to go our separate ways. Like we stayed together. I liked it.
Yeah, and I mean, it's cool staying in hotel rooms, and let's just be real, but it's just funny because we all have our own rooms, but 10 minutes after practice, we're all in one room, so it's just, like, nice that everyone wants to be together all the time, and, like, we're like a family, so it's good.
All right, well, thanks a lot for being here. I wish you girls the best of luck.
Thank you.
Good luck tomorrow. And now joining me, Devils fans, is FDU-Florham women's lacrosse head coach Adrian Carr. How's it going today, Adrian?
Hi, man. How you doing?
I'm doing well, thank you. So I just want to start off by saying, obviously, you guys are a very experienced team, a lot of juniors. Obviously, Capo Bianco is your only senior on this team. And a lot of these girls have been in this situation before playing in Gettysburg last year in the tournament. Okay, so do you find it easier maybe to coach them, considering they've been here before and maybe they're not as nervous, and since they got a taste of it, they want to be fully prepared for this kind of game?
Yeah, well, everybody's really excited to be here. And I guess you could say it is a little easier to coach them because we are very upperclassmen heavy. Although we only have one senior, we have a very big, strong, talented junior class that is kind of helping to lead the team along with our one senior. So I wouldn't say, I guess you could say it's easier because of the experience, but it's just very exciting for all of us.
Yeah, definitely. And what steps do you kind of take during this process while being away? Because as I mentioned to the girls, they don't necessarily always get to travel and stay overnight at a hotel far away from home. So how do you what steps do you take to make sure that they're kind of in the right mindset and they're focused and balancing kind of like their lifestyle and the game that's coming up?
Well, we definitely want them to have a good time. We want them to have fun here. This is a great experience for our student athletes. So we are trying to balance having them have a fantastic experience and having a great time and realizing and focusing on the game. So we remind them why we're here, and we had a great practice today and really kind of finished our preparedness for tomorrow, and we're just trying to remind them why we're here and get them excited and amped up to play.
All right, and having the girls playing kind of at the top of their game right now on a 10-game winning streak heading into the tournament, it seems like everything's kind of clicking for you guys right now. So does that kind of give not only them but also you confidence in them, knowing that they're going to be ready?
Well, yes. We've told them from the beginning, even when we started off with a few losses this season, we told them we don't want to peak now. We want to peak later on. So, we're telling them that this is the time to peak. So, we're trying to use that momentum to bring it in to the NCAA tournament, and, we're hoping to kind of carry it through.
All right, and with the obviously in the first round, you guys are going to be playing Saturday against SUNY Poly, but if you are to advance, you will be playing on Sunday against Middlebury. So playing like the back-to-back days, that's something that's not very common, obviously, for any team. But what maybe had you done during the course of the week or like leading up to this to kind of make sure that the girls will be conditioned and ready for this kind of like a lot of activity and running?
Definitely, it is a big change from what we're used to during the year, and I think last year that was a big shock to our system when we came out and we played Cabrini and then we played back-to-back against Gettysburg. Mm-hmm. So we learned from that, and the week leading up has been all about this weekend. So we tried not to focus just on the one. Obviously, we have to beat SUNY Poly to advance. But we really tried to take a weekend approach to this, to preparing for this weekend. And that meant dialing it back a little bit early in the week to kind of save their legs for this weekend. So we're hoping that it worked. We spent a lot of time on the tactical side of everything and less time on the conditioning side of it. So we think we got them ready.
All right, and obviously the girls seem very excited, but how excited are you for this?
Oh, I'm thrilled. This is a great experience. I mean, this is kind of the pinnacle of our profession. So I'm just trying to soak it up and enjoy it, and just share that experience with the girls.
All right, well, thanks for joining me today. I want to wish you the best of luck tomorrow.
Thanks, man.
Thank you. Thanks for tuning in, Devils fans. The women's lacrosse team will face off against SUNY Poly tomorrow at Middlebury College at 1 p.m. For more information about the FDU-Florham women's lacrosse team, check out FDUDevils.com.